At the CU Event Center with CU women's basketball coach JR Payne. And Coach, first off, thanks for joining me. It's camp season, so I know you've been very busy, but I appreciate you taking a few minutes.
Yeah, it's been an awesome week of camp. I think we have over 150 girls here, but no, always glad to join you.
Awesome. Well, you've had a little bit of news come up, and we're going to talk about a few of those things. But as we're doing this, just a few hours ago, it was announced you guys are going to take on LSU, the defending national champion, in the season opener. And I mean, that's pretty big for Colorado. I was looking up. There's no preseason rankings. We know they're going to be ranked, right?
Yeah.
CU has never taken on a ranked team in the season opener in history. You guys are going to take on probably a top 5, top 3 type of team. This is a pretty big one for you guys.
It's a very big game. Yeah, it's a huge game, huge opportunity. You know, we see it really as just an incredible opportunity to play a national champion. You know, a team I can't imagine they won't be number one. You know, when the rankings come out, and we're excited for the opportunity. It's going to be pretty fun.
Yeah, the game's going to be in Las Vegas, and it's part of a showcase event. 3 other games that day. You don't know what time you're playing yet, but there's another marquee women's game involving USC.
Yep.
The USC men and Oregon men are going to be involved in games there as well. So pretty cool event.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, and to have such high caliber teams, not just us and LSU, but to have the other high caliber teams there in the same space, same environment, is going to create a pretty sweet opening day.
Yeah, and this is not like you're taking on a national champion that lost everybody and the roster's depleted, all that stuff. I mean, the Final Four MVP games where Reese is back.
Yep.
The SEC Freshman of the Year is back. They had Haley Van Lith from Louisville, Anisha Morrow from DePaul. They got the number 1 recruiting class in the country coming in. So, I mean, this is about as close to a women's basketball super team as we've ever seen.
Yeah, and a lot of people are talking about them as the very first sort of super team, in the NIL era and in the portal era where people can transfer and play right away. So, again, for us, it's opportunity. We love to play big games. We love to play against the best and feel like we have a really competitive team. And I just think it's going to be a great game.
Now, on the other side, you guys return almost everybody. 4 starters back, 8 rotational players. You like your incoming recruiting class as well, a couple transfers. And so how excited are you to test your team? Because you guys feel like you can be a Sweet 16 or better team next year as well. So, I mean, how excited are you just to right off the bat? Let's see how good we are.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're doing. I mean, we think we're going to be pretty good. We believe in, sort of the culture that we've built here at Colorado and in being a fearless team and wanting to play against the best. Everyone that chose to come to the Pac-12 and come to Colorado wanted to play against the best. And so we're definitely providing that opportunity. Our preseason it's not just LSU, it's full of Power 5 teams and really great teams and neat opportunities, but we want to challenge our squad and think they're ready for it.
Yeah, that was my next question is, early in your tenure and even before you, CU a lot of times would play most of the non-conference at home against schools that some people haven't even heard of, right? But now, I mean, you guys are going to the Paradise Jam in the Virgin Islands. You're going to face 3 really good teams there. You get LSU. There's a lot of your non-conference that's on the road. Why are you scheduling so aggressively this season?
Well, for one, it's a challenge to get people to come play us here at Colorado. We have a tremendous home record over the years. It's a tough place to play, and so it's difficult to get people to come to Boulder. And so, we've the last couple of years, sort of the better our team gets, the more we've kind of had to go on the road in the preseason. Last year, I was pretty concerned about it going into the season because nobody really goes on the road. Power 5 teams just don't do that, very often in the preseason. So we were concerned about it. It ended up, we were able to manage our loads and our travel and things like that, even though it was a lot of travel, and it worked out well. Like we remained relatively healthy. We remained relatively, intact and together and primed for Pac-12 play. I think this year's preseason schedule will prepare us as well as any schedule that's ever been played here for the Pac-12.
Yeah, and I imagine that you're looking at computer rankings as well. Like, this is going to help you. I mean, you need the net rankings. I was trying to think of what it was called. But net rankings, I mean, regardless of what happens with LSU, it helps you play them, right? Cincinnati, Kentucky, teams like that you're going to face. Yep. And this team's ready for it.
Yeah, I mean, every team, that has aspirations of playing in the NCAA tournament in some way, shape, or form, you're going to monitor those numbers. We don't a lot, but anytime you're playing a great team, it's going to help you, and so we know that, and we also think we're built for the schedule that we've created, and our team, loves challenges. That's kind of in their DNA to want to be challenged, and And so we're definitely providing that opportunity.
Yeah. Now you're bringing in a couple of transfers, Sarah Rose Smith from Missouri and Maddie Nolan from Michigan. I mean, these are experienced Power 5 players. Maddie Nolan was in an Elite Eight just last year with Michigan. They lost to LSU this year. Otherwise, they could have been a Sweet 16 as well. Talk about those two transfers and what you feel like they bring to this team.
Yeah, I mean, we're really excited about both of them. So Sarah Rose Smith, we recruited out of high school. She ended up going to Missouri, and played 3 years and has done really well there. Played at a high level in in a really tough conference. And she brings that length and athleticism that we love to have, on the perimeter. I think she can play multiple positions. I think she can play, for us, a small forward and a power forward are kind of the same. We love to shoot and slash and rebound, and she fills that role really well, I think. Maddie Nolan is just a proven competitor, has really had a lot of success, and really fills a need that we had on the perimeter. Someone that is really competitive, loves to be really scrappy and tough, and also can shoot the heck out of it. So anytime an offensive coach can add another shooter to the floor, it makes everyone's job easier. And Maddie will do that for us.
Well, and in talking to Maddie, I haven't talked to Sarah yet, but talking to Maddie, I'm like, this is a Buff. I mean, she fits in with this culture.
Yeah, 100%. I texted her this morning and said, yep, you read it right. We're playing LSU opening night. And she was like, yeah. But yeah, she's very competitive. Everyone I've talked to around her, I talked to her AAU coach, her, people in her life. So many of them have said she's the most competitive kid I've ever coached, and so for us, I mean, that's who we are. It's what we do, whether it's the weight room or conditioning or on the floor or whatever. So I think she's going to be a great fit.
So last thing, I know you're in the middle of camp season. You got like another week or so, and then all the players will be here. What's the emphasis this summer for this team?
Individual development. So culturally, I think we've really established ourselves within the walls of our program as just high expectations of all of us and everything that we do. So truly, I don't even really have to preach that very much anymore. Like during their first weight room session, I guarantee our upperclassmen will hold our freshmen to a high standard, and it's just kind of in our DNA. But this year, we're going to really focus on individual development. How can we each individually get better, and then collectively, of course, the better I am, the better we are, as a player. So I think that'll be a huge priority. Really also off the floor, like really pouring into our relationships with each other. You're blending a bunch of veterans with a bunch of new players, and so being intentional about that's going to be really cool.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. We'll catch up with you at some point later this summer or early fall.
Okay. Anyways, go anytime. Go Buffs.